It's 4:12 on Friday. I'm a little bit upset because I came down here a little after 1 o'clock. Ellie wanted to go outside. So I'm feeling in the house and it's feeling cold. And I looked at the thermostat. It said it was 68 degrees. So I waited a little bit and I was just really, really cold. So a little after 1:30 this morning, I made a fire. And of course I've had to keep this fire burning now for, it's gonna be, well, it's 4:10, so it's pushing 3 hours. And that means I have to keep waking up. I don't know if you can hear this, listen. I don't know if that sound's gonna show up on the camera, but my furnace is making a high pitch going, woo, 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 woo. That's what it's been doing. Usually when the furnace comes on, it goes whoosh, you know, and then you hear the air coming up through the vents. I don't know if you can hear this, but it's a loud pitch sound, meaning that the furnace is on. When I come over to the register and put my hand down, no air is coming out. Now this guy was just here on Wednesday, so he did something. I don't know what it was he did, but this started last night. It was okay Wednesday while he was here during the day, and yesterday morning, but then yesterday, and now today it's doing it again. And we got more snow. So I don't know if the furnace people are even gonna be working today, but we're calling them. And if they give me the runaround, oh, we'll have to schedule you. Oh, it'll be Wednesday, it'll be Thursday. No, we should be first on the list. So this house is freezing. And you know what? It's not even below 0. It's not even in the single digits. It's actually kind of nice outside. I think it's probably in the 30s. So it's nice outside. You know, in other words, remember when my thermostat wasn't keeping up before? It's because it was below 0 or it was like 5 degrees outside. It's warmer than that. So that means there's something wrong with my furnace. And just to make sure that I wasn't having a propane issue, I have hot water. So that means that the hot water heater's working. But just to double check, I bundled myself up, got a flashlight, went out to my propane tank. I had to shovel all the snow out of there, and then I looked, and I have lots of propane. So I have gas, so it's a furnace. So anyway, it's very cold in this house. And I had been awake, like I said, since a little bit after 1 o'clock, and I've catnapped a little bit in between getting up and putting wood into the wood stove. So anyway, I've hardly had any sleep. So anyway, that's how my day's beginning. I'm not very happy. Well, Harry woke up a little while ago, and I saw the dining room light go on, and I knew he was looking at the thermostat. And he goes, "Why is this house so cold?" So I started telling him about the furnace issue and everything. And he kept listening to the furnace when it would come on, and it would make that weird, strange sound. And he says, "You know, we should really shut the furnace off." Who could be calling here? It's only 7:30. So anyway, I forget what I was saying. Oh, Harry wanted to then shut the furnace off because he said, "This is really making a strange sound." And he says, because we don't know what's wrong with the furnace, you don't want anything to really go bad with it, like if it was the motor or something like that. So anyhow, I'm eating peanut butter with bananas. This is my breakfast. Sometimes I eat peanut butter toast with bananas on it, but I don't want to have the bread. But I got to eat, you know, bland stuff, and I'm getting tired of eating the same thing. all the time. So I'm having this today. I have been eating this as like my dessert after dinner for the last few days. The plantains. These things take a long time to ripen up. They're still green. You know how like bananas, they'll ripen up like within 24 hours or whatever. So I can't make those plantains. I'll try to show you guys how to do it. But this one restaurant that we went to all the time when we lived in Chicago, it was in Naperville, Illinois. It was called Key Wester. There's a big restaurant chain. It started out real small, like in a hot dog stand. The Portillo family. The guys started making like all different kinds of hot dogs and sandwiches and burgers and stuff. And he got really well known. And his business expanded, where he started, you know, having franchises all over the Chicago area. And then he went to Florida to retire, but still running his businesses. Then he wanted to expand by introducing different kinds of restaurants. So in Naperville, he opened Key Wester because he was living in Florida, I guess, down at the Keys, and he wanted like Key West and Cuban style food, and that's what they had there. A lot of fish and everything. And then across the street, a couple years later, he built a nice Italian restaurant, and I loved walking in this restaurant. It was so like old world, Tuscan style looking, and their food was decent. I mean, it was kind of like, you know, a lot of Italian restaurants, but I think that was called Luigi's. But Key Wester, that's where I had my first plantains. I'll do that probably this weekend because it's going to take another day or two for those to ripen up. And what time is it? It's 7:34. I'm going to have to get dressed here in a little bit because I do have to go get my hair done today. And there's about 3-4 inches of snow outside in the driveway. But I should be able to get out because I have a 4-wheel drive. So it should be okay. Oh, and on my coffee intake, because I usually drink about 4 cups of coffee in the morning. But we're creatures of habit, you know. We do things by our routine, not by the quantity. In other words, since I'm only allowed to have 2 cups of coffee now, I have a smaller mug, and I figure if I fill it halfway, see, then I can go 4 times to the coffee pot, and it will seem like I've had my 4 cups of coffee. Then if I just went and had 2, because I tried that. I tried that on the first day, and the 2 cups of coffee, and I was like, oh, I need more coffee, I need more coffee. But then yesterday and this morning, this is what I've been doing, is I've been taking a smaller mug, filling it halfway, and coming to the coffee pot. And that seems to work a little bit better. Because like I said, I don't think it's the quantity, the amount that I'm drinking. It's the routine that I do throughout my morning, coming over here to this coffee pot. You know, because all of that stuff, it goes into our brains, into our subconscious, you know. Our brains are like a computer, and it holds many, many files. And, you know, I think all of us have a little bit of Rain Man in us. You know Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman, that movie Rain Man, about that guy. He was autistic, and he had to do everything by routine. And with those folks, you really have to stick to their routine. And I know, because we had some friends that had a daughter who's autistic, and yeah, you cannot break their routine. That's just something, you know, they get really upset. But like I said, I think within all of us, we have a little bit of that nature, I guess is how I want to say it, that we're creatures of habit. That's a phrase that we like to throw out from time to time, creatures of habit. And that's what we are. In other words, we do things by our routine. So that's what I'm doing with my coffee to make it appear like I'm having my 4 cups. I just go 4 times, but fill my cup halfway. and that equals 2 cups. So, anyhow, I got 2 cookbooks Mike brought me. He brought this one. I was looking through it. It has some really cool recipes in there. And then he brought me this book, This Modern Buffet. See, he went to cooking school. He's also a veteran. He did 2 tours in Iraq. So when he came back from there, he went to cooking school because he wanted to be a chef. And this, he said, was the last course that he had taken. And he had that book, and he said, I thought you would like to have it. So I thought that that was really nice. So anyway, I'm going to look through there and see what kind of yummy ideas are in there. I was supposed to do laundry yesterday, but with the fiasco of snow and everything, I forgot to do it. So I got to do laundry when I come home. So that will be an all-afternoon project. And then I want to tidy things up because I want to be ready for the weekend, so I don't have to do stuff this weekend as far as like cleaning the house. Well, look who's at the top of the stairs. And my basket's waiting for Brian to put his things in there. I just told Adam to get his. I've got that heater going. It's 66 degrees in this house. And the heater's going here in our room, and this room is freezing. It's really cold. Harry called the furnace people. They're coming. They'll be here sometime later today. So I'm happy about that. And look what my husband got me. He got me a card and some candy for Valentine's Day. And that was Harry that walked into the bathroom. I don't know if he got on the camera or not, but he sits there and he does his work. And for right now, I'm just going to set that on top of there. This office needs to be cleaned out, and I'm going to have to get in here, clean and organize things. My hair appointment is canceled because Erica, my hairdresser, she lives in Westchester, and Westchester always gets bombarded heavily with snow, and they're really old school with the grid over there. Their power goes out very easily over in Westchester and everything, so they were going to try to reschedule me for Monday at 6. I don't like going in the evenings. And then they said, well, what about, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday at 1:30. I like my appointments in the morning because I like to go and get things done in the morning, especially if I have other errands to run. I can run errands also. But I want everything done in the morning so I can come home and do the things that I need to do around the house. I still haven't gone through my closet to get rid of shirts, because I always do that every season. I clear out shirts that I'm not wearing. Oh, and I'm going to wear my Ugg slippers too. Okay. I got to go get dressed. And I want Brian to hurry up and get up because I want to get this laundry started. I'm going to get dressed, and until he is up, I'm going to go and start cleaning. Well, the motor in our furnace went kaput. And that's what we speculated. So, I'm a little bit upset because 5 years ago, we moved in here 6 years ago, and I got to take my Nexium. And it wasn't that first winter. I believe it was the second winter. It smelled like smoke, and smoke was coming through the vents. We thought our house was on fire somewhere, like in the walls, because we checked all around the house. But what it was, the motor got burned up in the furnace. And so anyway, they came in, they replaced our furnace. It was a different company though, but we had that, they didn't replace the furnace. They replaced the motor in the furnace 5 years ago. Here we are, just 5 years later, and that's why I said to the guy, I said, How can the motor just burn up like that in 5 years? I said, aren't these things designed to last longer than that? He said it should have lasted longer than that. So I'm kind of wondering and speculating if we got a reconditioned motor the last time instead of a brand new one. I don't know. But anyway, and then Adam's freaking out before he has to go to work because he can't find his phone. Then he asked me if I had thrown his pants in the wash yet, and I said, yes, you just gave them to me. So, lo and behold, there was his phone in the wash. This thing is jiggling with water, so I don't think that this thing's going to dry out and work. But look at this phone. This phone, he had this phone when we lived in Chicago. I think it's time for him to go get another phone. I've been telling him to upgrade his phone. And he doesn't want to do it because he says, it's going to cost me money. I said, when you upgrade your phone, it's not supposed to cost you money. Just go and upgrade your phone. So, anyway, he has my phone. So, did I tell you my hair appointment was canceled? I think I already did. But I got to take Lucy to the vet. I don't know if I mentioned that. I called the vet. I was able to get her in. So, she's got to be there in 2 hours. So, this has just been a crazy day. And my phone's ringing. It's my son. I hope it's not bad news. Hello? Yes? A tow truck? Why? What's wrong? Yeah? The roads are very wet and very splashy. I'm going to have all kinds of salt and yucky stuff all over my car. But I'm not going to worry about it. Ooh, somebody's mailbox was in the road. I'm not going to worry about it because it's going to snow tomorrow. I hear a kitty in there. We're on our way back home, and Lucy has a bladder infection. Well, I have one load of clothes folded in all this time. Such a busy morning, early afternoon. I had to go to the vet and that interrupted things, but it's 2:43. I'm sweating like a dog and my back is killing me because I was outside getting wood restocked for the new snow that's coming tomorrow. And I wanted to clear off as much of the deck as I could, and this is all that wet, slushy, icy stuff. And bending down, even squatting to do it, it still kills my back. My back is like really killing me right now. My pants are soaking wet. I'm gonna have to go upstairs and get a shower and just throw my pajamas on. What was I gonna say? Well, Harry's out doing the driveway. I got all this back here taken care of. I've got all the wood taken care of. I just need to fold one more load of laundry when it's done. The last load from the washer needs to go in. And I'm hoping I can get this done by 4:30. Oh, Lucy, she has a bladder infection and she has to take these big humongo pills. She has to take 2 of them twice a day. So, but she's prone to getting bladder infections ever since she was a puppy. I've had no lunch today. I've eaten my banana and my peanut butter this morning. Don't ask me what we're having for dinner today because I don't know. And quite honestly, I don't care. I really am not hungry. I don't know. I'm just not hungry. So, anyhow, my furnace is fixed. We have heat. We're all stocked up with wood. Lucy has a bladder infection, so that's fixable. Oh, because I didn't tell you guys this. I didn't find this out till yesterday. My sister-in-law posted on Facebook. They have an English Mastiff, and his name's Max. And he was, I think, 8 years old, but big dogs do not live long. That's Brian's wanting to get a Doberman Pinscher. I said, no big dogs, because big dogs, they don't live as long. And there's a hair, sorry. And there's some schmutz over here. I'm sorry, this might be a little bit blurry. But anyhow, big dogs don't live long. And you know how we get attached to our pets? And then to only get 7, 8 years, maybe 9, that's too difficult. So anyway, my brother saw the dog walking around the house. My sister-in-law, I think, was at work, and my niece and nephews obviously were at school. And so my brother told him to, I think, go lay down because he just kept walking around like pacing or whatever. And so my brother went and took a shower. And when he came out of the shower, he went around to the side of the bed, and the dog was laying there, and his eyes were open. And he didn't know if maybe he was having a dog dream or something, so he didn't want to come by his head. Because, you know, if you startle even a person, you know, they get that defensive mode. And so he just started tapping him on his leg, and my brother's dog wasn't moving. And so then he went down by his head to lift his head up, and the dog's tongue was hanging out. And so he died. Very sad, he died. But I talked to the vet today, and that's the other thing I got to do. As soon as I come down from my showers, I got to get in touch with my sister-in-law, because my vet gave some very encouraging news. First of all, it is hard losing a pet, period. It's like losing a family member. It is extremely difficult. But when you know that your pet didn't suffer, because so many pets do suffer, and we end up having to take our pets to have them put down, I think that's when it's worse. You know what I mean? It's just like a person, when a person has cancer or something and they're suffering. That suffering, I think, affects us a little bit more than if somebody just had like a fatal heart attack. You know what I'm saying? And you know that they didn't suffer. That's the thing. Our human side of us, we don't want people or animals, living things, to suffer. And so the vet said that more than likely when the dog was pacing in the morning, and how my brother was having to tell him to go lay down, the dog knew that he was sick. You know, something was wrong with his body, and more than likely when he went to lay down, he went to lay down to go to sleep, but he just never woke up. Most of us are pet owners, and we've experienced the loss of pets. Some have not yet experienced the loss of pets, and so this is just, you know, information in case if you have never had that experience with a pet dying, you know, so if it happens to you, you can be aware of how that works. It's all very sad. But I'm sure my brother will do as I've done when I've lost a pet. I go out immediately and I get another dog. See, I can't wait, you know, for like a grieving time or whatever, because you just miss that pet so much. You just need to have something else to hold and to love on. And so that's what I've done. When I've lost a pet, I've immediately gone and got another. When we got Lucy, we lost our girl boxer, Noah, and she was only gone for a week. And I couldn't take it. It's like, I gotta go get another dog. So, but that's what we've done. And when we knew our boy boxer, Aslan, was sick and he wasn't gonna live very long, see, that's when we went to go get Chloe, because we knew that he was gonna pass away. And he did, and then see, we had her. So I think it's just easy transition, you know. So, but everybody's different. It might not work for other people. That's how it works for me. You know, I don't deal well with death, period, of people, of animals. I just, you know, I'm going to cry because I'm not good with death.
It's just a ride on the wheel, and we never know when death will shake us, and we wonder how it will feel. So goodbye, my friend. The time together through all the years guess I held on to you. You could have run away and left, well, maybe, but it wasn't time, and we both knew. So goodbye, my friend. I know I'll never see you again, but the love you gave me through all the years will take away my tears. I'm okay now. Goodbye, my friend. A life so fragile, a love so pure. We can't hold on, but we try. We watch how quickly it disappears, and we'll never know why. But I'm okay